Bears training camp news coming at you here on a Tuesday. The first padded practice is in the books. What stood out, what didn't? We'll discuss that coming up. Is there a competition brewing between a pair of rookies at the cornerback number 2 spot? And finally, a handful of players find themselves dealing with some injuries. You never love to see that. Get you caught up on all of that and a whole lot more, including this news from Jeremy Fowler that's come in the last hour or so. Defensive tackle Bravvion Roy has been claimed by the Bears off waivers. Carolina waived him. He played in 45 games, started 15 of those with the Panthers. Now gives Chicago interior presence. Couple quick notes on Roy. 2020 6th-round pick out of Baylor. So I actually watched him a decent amount in college. Good run stopper. Hasn't played that well in the NFL. I think at best he's a rotation guy. In Chicago, he's probably fighting for a roster spot. Like, I don't think he's just like, oh, we picked him up, he's going to make the team. Remember, it's a 90-man roster that's got to get cut down to 53, but he's a worthwhile guy to add and cut a lower-level guy and see what he can do over the next month or so as Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus and this entire staff continue to tinker with this roster. 6'1", 330. He's kind of a bowling ball out there, so we'll see what he's able to bring to the table. Help me out. Follow me on Twitter. I tweeted this out before we discussed it here on the show. If you want daily Bears updates in real time, give me a follow right now. First 10 new followers get a follow back. Clock's ticking at HGramNFL. No time to waste on this show and at practice today is Justin Fields in the first play of 11-on-11 drills. First padded practice, obviously, as well. He hit DJ Moore on a quick slant. DJ Moore turned it up, beat the corner on the route, and was off to the races for about a 70-yard touchdown. Took a good angle to beat the safety up the left sideline, but wow. I mean, not to be a broken record, but guys, DJ Moore is going to change everything for this football team. He's going to change this offense. He's going to change the perception of Justin Fields. He's going to change the trajectory of what this team can be early and often, not just in the future. Right now, this offense will scare teams. I'm not saying it's going to be a top 5 overall offense, but this will be a team that is highlighted on team schedules like, oh, shit, we got to deal with Fields and Moore and those boys. They can score in a hurry. He just opens everything up for everyone else, and he's that reliable target that Justin Fields needs, and he's just so good after the catch, too. It's not like he just catches everything, which he does. He's dangerous after the catch. The guy averaged 18 yards per catch a couple of years ago. So exciting stuff. It was awesome to see him have that big play to start padded practice. Other Fields notes from today's workout at Hallis Hall. Had a deep ball to Tyler Scott where he got flush left and was throwing into the wind, according to reporters on the ground, and had pressure in his face. Ball was a little underthrown, but Scott had created the separation on a post, and the ball was able to get to him for about a 50-yard completion into the dead wind in windy Chicago. He also threw a touchdown in 7-on-7 drills to Chase Claypool, where he stepped up into the pocket and hit him on an out route near the left pylon. Multiple DJ Moore touchdowns, including that first one I mentioned, both in 11s and on 7s. Mixed results in the red zone. The defense kind of had their number at first, but Fields and the offense was able to bounce back and get in there a couple of times. And then 2 2-minute drill situations. 3 and out the first time, not great. What is nice, bounce back, get a touchdown on the second time to DJ Moore. Other note from practice today, really good day for the defensive line. I mean, the first 5 or 6 rushing plays for the Bears today were pretty much stuffed by the defensive line. Credit to some folks who had boots on the ground today. Shout out Greg Braggs Jr. He does a great job over at CHGO. He had some good practice notes today also, but the defensive line really stood out and made plays from what it sounds like. And you can take that one of 2 ways, right? Like, oh gosh, is this O-line going to struggle again? Well, I thought as practice went on, the offensive line did better. And again, that's where having a mobile quarterback helps. But on straight handoffs, it was a struggle early on. Later on in red zone, Khalil Herbert had an easy touchdown where the O-line got nice penetration. So kind of a back and forth. But we have questions about the defensive line, and it's nice to see them win some of those early reps because you do need to play some decent defense as well. If you love Bears football, I mean, it's in the air, right? Month of August is here. Get the Bear Downs going. Get hyped and Bear Down. I don't care if you use the letters, the emojis. Doesn't matter to me. Bear down in the comment section if you love Chicago Bears football. I also love saving money, and I'm able to do it on the monthly basis with Rocket Money, a personal finance app that's going to help you keep track of your spending and cancel any subscriptions that you may no longer want. They let you monitor all of your expenses in one place and recommend custom budgets based on your past spending, and they'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limit. So if you're trying to figure out a way to scale back, they'll set out plans for you to help you do that and keep you notified throughout the month as you try to hit those benchmarks. They can even help negotiate you in lower bills, whether it's utilities or insurance. You can find competitive prices that they are able to fetch up for you guys. And best part about it is if you want to cancel subscriptions, you probably don't even realize how many you have. They'll show you how many you have on an annual and or monthly basis. And you click which ones you don't want anymore, press cancel, they're going to take care of it for you. I didn't realize I was still paying for an annual golf streaming service that I probably signed up for like the British Open 2 years ago. I was out like $200, but it was about to come up again and cost me another $100 for this year. Able to cancel it in time. I didn't have to reach out to the app. They did it all. Rocket Money did. So that was very, very nice. RocketMoney.com/Bears. Now download the app today. Take advantage of their services and just monitor your day-to-day spending. It's really nice. It has different categories of what you're spending your money on. Keeps you on top of your finances. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Is there a cornerback 2 competition brewing? Well, it certainly seems that way. Tyriqe Stevenson, Terell Smith, pair of rookies, are both getting reps with the starters, and both did have really good days today. Shout out Adam Johns. He says the competition between Stevenson and Smith is a good one. Both made plays today. You look at this depth chart. Obviously, when they drafted Tyriqe Stevenson in the second round, it was kind of assumed that he would be your CB2 opposite of Jaylon Johnson with Kyler Gordon in the nickel. By the way, side note, Kyler Gordon had a really strong day today by all accounts. But Terell Smith is very much in the mix here, and Matt Eberflus confirmed that today. He said Smitty, which I already got a nickname for him, that's probably a good sign for Terell Smith, has been making plays. He was in a backup role and started making plays, so we gave him the competition with the ones. As with any rookies, they're going to have ups and downs in training camp. This is a different game up here. You're playing against DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and different level dudes, which is a little bit different than college. They're learning how to do that and are getting better every day. Courtney Cronin also had this nugget, having talking to Tyriqe Stevenson, and he basically confirmed what Flus said. Bears coaches said made it real clear that there's going to be a competition between himself and rookie Terell Smith for the vacant outside corner spot. Both continue to split first-team reps. Quote from Stevenson, "We both know we're working for the same position." So yeah, it's not a question. It's a competition. These two guys are competing. Remember last week when Alan Williams was asked, is Terell Smith, is he getting a chance with the starters because he got some reps here in a walkthrough? And he's like, don't read into that. Well, you should read into it because that's exactly what's happening. He's getting an opportunity. Now, it appears Tyriqe Stevenson is responding to this because he's put together back-to-back really good practices. Zach Pearson with the note today, really impressed with Stevenson in 7-on-7s. Pearson wasn't the only reporter with boots on the ground that took note of Stevenson's coverage skills today. Josh Grock of NBC Sports Chicago said, nice play by Terell Smith in the low red zone 7-on-7. Pass was intended for Claypool, but Smith tipped it, and Eddie Jackson picked it off. So both these dudes are getting hands on football, and I said it when Tyriqe Stevenson was struggling early on in camp. Iron sharpens iron. All those reps against DJ Moore, sure, you're getting beat early. Now you're starting to respond. You're starting to make plays. There were a couple of notes on Tyriqe Stevenson holding his own in one-on-one drills. That's really tough for corners. Like, usually the receivers are able to create space and win those pretty easily, but he apparently held up well today. Competition is healthy. It's good. This team won 3 games last year. You don't just hand this job to the second-round pick. If Terell Smith beats him out, he beats him out. But either way, it sounds like the Bears have 2 good players here in Tyriqe Stevenson and Terell Smith. So who starts at that CB2 spot? If you think it's Stevenson, type 29. If you're going to go with Terell Smith, a.k.a. Smitty, type 32. Let us know what you guys think. I still will give the edge to Stevenson. I think the Bears would like him to win the job, but who knows? Maybe long-term, they're both starters on this football team. Let's get to the injury portion of today's show. 3 players missed practice entirely at Bears training camp today. 2 more different players exited practice early. And, of course, just like last year, this is the one thing about Flus that kind of annoys me. If he doesn't have to disclose injuries due to the CBA, he's not going to. During the season, there has to be an official injury report. His policy is he will tell you if someone is not practicing due to an injury, but he will not expand. He will not tell you what the injury is. He will not tell you a timetable. Now, the one thing Flus does do, which I do appreciate, he said, and he did this last year, if it's a serious injury that's long-term, we will inform you. So doesn't sound like that's the case with any of these 5 players based on what they know now. So they're day-to-day, week-to-week, somewhere in that range. We'll get to who those 5 players are in just a moment. But, guys, August is here. There is real Bears football games this month. That means watch parties. Subscribe for game day watch parties. We'll be live for all 3 preseason games starting on Saturday, August 12th against the Titans. By the way, Saturday preseason games, that just makes me want to throw up. We're still fired up, but just put them on Sunday like the normal sport that you are, NFL. But we'll be live for all 3 of them, so don't forget about that. Mark your calendars and join us. Okay, these are the 3 players who did not practice at all. Roschon Johnson at running back, Khari Blasingame at the fullback, and then Nate Davis, the offensive guard, which I'm not going to read too much into it, but something's making me pause about Nate Davis. He skipped the first 2 weeks of OTAs. He was losing. He gave up some reps to Lucas Patrick and Tyriqe Carter in the first week of camp. I'm not overreacting. I'm just keeping an eye on this. Maybe he's got an injury, which is why they're holding him out. Obviously, there's some sort of injury there, but I hope that situation works itself out. These 2 players left practice, DeMarcus Walker on the defensive line and Jack Sanborn. Again, unclear the severity. Both were able to walk under their own power with the trainer to the locker room, so that's a good sign. No carts out, but it's the reality, man. It's football. There's going to be injuries during camp. The Bears had avoided them up until now, but based on the limited information, that's what we've got. We'll continue to monitor the situation. Obviously, they're back at practice tomorrow. We'll at least know which guys are and aren't practicing, so we will certainly have another update tomorrow on who is and is not out there for the Bears. I think this is one thing we can all agree on in life. If you hate injuries, spam H in the comments. No one should like injuries, even if it's for your rival quarterback. Like, I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate injuries more, though. Like, I don't want to see him get injured at the end of the day. So spam H right now if you can't stand injuries. All right, guys, loaded show today. Appreciate you for tuning in. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with more training camp updates. Hopefully we have some injury news to discuss. Hopefully it's positive news. And if you want updates in real time, Twitter, @HGramNFL. Go ahead and follow me and hit me up over there.